Hey, Unit 2, Day 3 continued, and hopefully part of Day 4. Yeah, you see that magic, people at home? That's why you shouldn't come to class, so you can watch that. Oh, pause. Alright, let's see what we're going to do with this thing. What am I going to say about this thing? I know it's going to be a test-like question. The conjecture. Conjecture, remember, is a rumor. I wish I was a bad person because I'd love to start rumors. They're like so juicy. And you only have to get it going a little bit. It may get back around to you, that person wants to beat you up, but while it's going around, it's all juicy, and you know you're the one who started it. Granted, you can start a good rumor, so that when that gets around to the person, like, you're the person who said that I'm rich? I'm not rich. But thanks. Thanks, people treat me better now. You know, you can start a good rumor, but you can start a bad rumor. A conjecture is a rumor. Vertical angles are congruent. We are saying that angle A and angle C are identical twins. They're congruent. But for rumors to turn out to be like a theorem, I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, to get one of those, you need to prove the thing to be true. You got to come up with some facts. If the person is rich, you'd be like, well, then why are they driving like a Mercedes every day? Like, why are their clothes name brand? Mercedes belongs to their uncle, name brand they get from the swap meet. Okay, you know, you can prove it. We have to prove that A and C are the same amount. Here's the plan. We're going to compare C. We're going to say what the relationship is between B and C. We're going to say what the relationship is between B and A. Because they're going to have the same exact type of relationship, then A and C must be the exact same thing. In other words, C is married to B. A is married to B. The only way A and C can be married to B is if they were in fact the same person. They're the same exact amount. Or like this one girl said, they live in a certain state where you can have more than one. But that's not the scenario for this. What I'm going to write is going to be so weird, so I hope you will be able to do it, because this is coming up again. Here we go. Hey, Thomas, how can you prove the rumor that these vertical angles, A and C, are congruent, which means they're identical twins? Let's put the congruent symbol under there. Put down English, exactly the same. That's what congruent means in a different language. All right, let's do this thing. Step one. Step one, I'm going to put a rainbow on the line that contains angles C and B. Anybody know how much two angles that rest on a line add up to?
180.
180, and even if you didn't know, you always guess 180. They're supplementary. That part is established. That part is real. People who have $1 million are rich. It's established, like the supplementary thing. I'm trying to prove something here. So here's what I'm going to write. B plus C, they add up to 180. Because they rest on a line, they're 180. I'm proving that something about C and A, but I'm starting with just talking about C and B. I'm going to say something else about A and B. A and B, they kind of do kind of the same thing. I'll do it in green. Let me get rid of you guys for now. Let me do A and B in green. Hopefully I don't mess this up. A and B in green. Yeah, it's already messed up. Some kid is already like, I can't tell. What can you tell me about angles A and B? How much do they add up to? Do it again? Yeah, 180. How do you know? Because they both rest on a line. They're adjacent, like they're neighbors, and they rest on the line. This is how you're proving it. And this will be probably a question like a 3 or a 4 on the test. You know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So far, no big deal. You did the blue line, wrote it down here. You did the green line for those of us who used to ride the bus. I did those. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you my bus pass. I found them in my, I guess I keep stuff. Oops, let me do it this way. Let me reverse it so that the B's are under each other. Send it out to my family and Facebook people who don't probably care, but whatever. All right. Hopefully you see a little pattern here. The pattern says this, and then we're about to prove it on this next line. A, thank you. Some teachers give out candy when people correct teacher. Not me. Too much work. Here it comes. It looks like a 9, but he's the letter A as an apple. Here's something that you should know. If B plus C equals $180 and B plus A equals $180, the only way that both blue line and green line can equal $180 is if A and C equal the same amount. B hasn't changed. So if C and A were actually different numbers, it should be true that blue line should equal one answer and green line should equal something different. Because, well, if A were a bigger number than C, well, this line should be bigger than 180. That's the idea. So here's what we're going to write as our final answer. So this version of the proof is done. We're going to do one other version of it and see which one you like better, whichever one you like better, write on the test, and be a hero. So here's what I want to write. I want to put a box around the B's, because they're the same, they haven't changed. And if they do produce the same thing, somehow C, that top, blue C must equal green A. Blue C, therefore, we're going to write therefore. That's math talk for therefore. Put it right here for the Vida Loca, which I don't know what that means you get to do. Like if you have the 3 dots there in your hand, what do you get to do? Like so again, you got the 3 dots. Math means therefore. How about I put that therefore so they know? Therefore means for this reason. That's what therefore means. For this reason, C equals A. Which is what we wanted to prove. We wanted to say that this part of the x is equal to that part. A long time ago, I just told it to you. Vertical angles are congruent. There's a V, the 2 birds kissing. If you see their beaks or whatever, they are congruent. The top floor is equal to the bottom floor. They're both A's, as in acute, both O's, as in obtuse. It happens to be, but this is the proof. I just told you it's a rumor. I just proved it in the math way, which doesn't feel great. Let me do one other version of the proof, and then whichever one you want to write on the test you can. Let's try it this way. How do we do it? Okay. We're going to use this information that we have right here. We're going to use the fact that we have the blue line, B plus C equals 180. We have the bottom line, B plus C. Yeah, I saw this girl wrote it down on Tim's thing. Watch this. I'm going to solve something. See if I can have enough space. I'm going to write the blue line. B plus C equals 180. I'm going to write the green line. B plus A equals 180. Here's what I saw in this one girl's paper. She was in Tim's class. She switched to my class. I feel bad for her a little bit, but whatever. They solved for C on this one, and they solved for A on that one. And what A and C equaled were exactly alike. Here's what I mean. Solve for C, I'm going to subtract B from both sides. I'm going to be left with C equals 180 minus B. That's not tricky. I'm going to do the same thing for over here. I'm going to solve for A. I'm going to get A alone. To do that, I subtract B from both sides. These are way too low. I want to hear a little bit of it. A equals 180 minus B. In black, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to put the 180 minus B in black. The 180 minus B in black. By doing that, here's what you should see. Just in case you tuned out, like I have no idea what this dude is doing, just tell me when to write. If C equals this, and A equals this, they equal exactly the same thing. Therefore, C equals A. Whichever version of this you're going to write, guess what? You got to write one of them. You don't get away with this. You have to do this for the assessment. Triangle sum theorem. Triangle sum theorem says that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Mark it. This one is coming. Hopefully there are highlighters around him and actually do some stuff with highlighters. But hey, back table, grab the container of highlighters there. You got 2. All right, let's do it. Without messing around. I don't feel like the air came on. All right, step 1. I need to prove. Is it writing on the bottom of your thing that says prove? No. But it's what they want to do. I've got to prove that the corners, the three corners, A, B, C, where are you, C? If I were to add those three corners together, that equal 180. Well, how the heck do I do that? If they don't give me like numbers. Like, can I get some numbers? All right, so here we go. For the test, and so you can be smarter than anybody you know at home. Step 1, we know about any angles that rest on a line. Can someone tell me how much angles that rest on a line add up to? Yeah. 180 is the number. So step 1 to proving this, you can write angle B. Angle B plus angle. Ooh, let me do D. Let me do an order. Let me do it in order. Sorry about that. Where are you? Angle D. This is how you write angle D. Plus angle B plus angle E. They equal that famous 180. So we got this whole 180 thing. We know this part is true because we learned it somewhere. It's a rule that was given us that if any angles, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 10,000 of them. As long as they all rest on a line, then they have to add up to 180. So here's my plan. Here's my plan. I know that B adds up to 180 with D and E. If I get two guys to substitute for D and E, like my friends at school, when I go to church, they don't go to my church. But if I can substitute my friends at school for my friends at church, it'll be like having the same group to hang out with. So I hang out with one dude, he's 6 feet tall. I wish there was a guy at church, he was 6 feet tall. He'd be like the substitute. I hang out with a girl, part of our trio. She is, what does she do? She wears her hair blue. If I can get a girl at church to dye her hair blue, then it works out. In other words, these three people will add up to 180. And with my friends at church, they'll add up to 180 as well. That's the plan. Let's see if that can make I can make that work. With a highlighter, please, with a highlighter. Draw the letter Z over here with the D and an A. Anybody remember what the Z tells me about angle D and A? It's supposed to tell you something, that Z. Their alternate interior is their name, which we're going to use their name, but what do we know about alternate interior angles? They are the same. Guess what? My school friend D, tall, 6 feet tall dude, is now equal to some guy I found at church. I don't really want to be friends with him, but he's 6 feet tall. You'll do. So here's what I write. Red over here, I probably should write over there. Red, I'm going to write angle D is congruent to, equal with a similar sign above. That means they're identical twins. Congruent to angle A. You got to prove it. You can't just say it in geometry. You got to prove. You got to have a reason. Alternate. I'm going to abbreviate alt int as an interior angles. The angles I'm going to use a short symbol because those in math technically we don't want to write a lot. I think we put it's like the angle symbol with an S inside of it. Ooh, see what I just did there? I just taught you another language. That's angles, interior angles. Pause, look at it, write it, see how you feel. I want you to do the same thing with the E and the C. Draw a Z, say something about them, and say something about them, and then give the reason for it. If you did it right, you probably wrote something like this. Z.
Thank you, there's many sillies.
Say it again. Angle E is congruent to angle C. How do you know? Alt. I should ask somebody to say it. Int. Angles with the S inside of it. All right, you're ready for the grand finale. The grand finale says this. See if I can squeeze this in. Put it all in red, put it all in green, put it all in black. We said angle D plus B plus E equals 180 because they rest on a line. We're about to say that B plus A plus C also equal 180, and we're going to give a reason. I don't know what it is. I think it's substitution. But here we go. Watch this. In red, I know that D and A, they're identical twins. We proved it over there. 6 feet tall dudes at my church. B in the middle, well, I'm still myself. I'm the guy that we all hanging out with. So I'm going to keep you in blue. In green, we said the girl with blue hair at school. I thought blue hair because this girl who used to wear blue hair here. What was her name? She graduated a couple of years ago. She's really short. Oh, that's so sad. I had like 2 weeks that year or so. In any case, E and C are the same. So E, where are you, angle E? You're the same as angle C. So whether I'm at church, or whether at school, everybody in blue, or whether I have to go to church on Saturday, like this Saturday I'm going to go to church, I have a substitute for each one of you. We all add up to 180. Because I substituted you guys in, the reason for this line here, which I hope I can write, is sub, like I'm going to call substitution in, stick to shun. Can I make it? Yeah, but nobody can read it. And hopefully by saying the word substitution, that's close enough for you to see it. The reason I can write line number 2 is I substituted in the red for the blue and the green for the blue. And so I just proved it. What did you just prove what? I just proved that for any triangle, the 3 corners inside always add up to 180. Because no matter what triangle you draw, I can extend the bottom floor. Let's see if I can extend the bottom floor. I can extend the top floor. And once I extend the top floor and the bottom floor, I could always draw in 2 Z's. I could do a Z over here. I could do a Z over here. And if I can draw in those 2 Z's, then the top floor and the bottom floor will have equal partners that I can substitute out. Uh-oh, somebody's worried about that one. But I'll try to do something like that. For this picture here, just refer to the page that came ahead of it and fill in what was on that page for this one. I think the letters are exactly the same. They may be, even if they're not. Do the same thing. Don't disregard their instructions. Do on this page what we did on the last. That is, prove B, BDE is equal to 180 using the fact that ABC equals 180 because it's on a line, which makes it supplementary. All right. Oh, here's my friend. All right. The key to this problem is to find out what x is. If we had 3 numbers or 3 corners of the triangle filled in, we can do what we all know, which is add them up, make them equal 180. Anybody know what this angle here equals? Yeah, 35. How do you know it's 35? Okay, the vertical angles is the reason. The conjecture is 35 and it happened to be true. You can start a rumor and it happens to be true. But if at some point they ask you to prove it, you need to know, if you can see the letter X, I don't know if you can see this letter X, I'm writing the letter X. Hopefully you see the letter X. Any 2 sides of the letter X, they equal each other. Here's the good news and the bad news. I'm just going to set it up. I'll let you finish it at home. I'll start it off. And that is, if I finish that at home, I mean never do it in your life. Once we have all the 3 pieces inside the triangle, then we can just say that red corner plus green corner plus blue corner always add up to 180. So I'm going to do just that. 35 plus green, I'll go green next. 2x plus blue. I thought writing on the board with my finger was going to be cool. I'll probably be doing it all the time, but everything gets old. It's like people who have smartphones. For you all, it's going to be old. When I get it, I'm going to be all excited. Oh, it does it with the screen. I can talk to the phone. It just does whatever. But you all will be like, okay, whatever. Yeah. That's why you hold out on the numbers. How's he going to solve this one? He's going to move all the regular numbers to the right-hand side. 35, I need you to leave the x section. 10, I need you to leave the x section. I'm just going to put them on either side, and then I'm not going to finish it. So I'm going to leave 2x plus another 2x. You guys stay because you have x's. So So 180, 35, I'm going to send it to the other side. I'm going to write you in that color. I wish I had enough space. Blue 10, you're going to be over here. Now, I know some of you solve equations. You know how to. You don't have to use my version of it. It's just, I like this version. Because any kid can put some on the other side, even if they're not good in math. You can put it on the other side. You can leave what was already there, even if you're not good in math. And then finally, whatever the sign is on this side, it's the opposite sign over there. So if you're positive 35, you're a minus. If you're a positive 10, you're a minus. Now, it's not always minus. Sometimes it starts off negative here. You wind up positive on the other side, but they keep doing it this way. Do the next line. No, I will not do the next line. Yeah, why not? Here we go. How about you two? You guys are going to be 4x. Should have asked. Anybody know what 2x plus 2x is? I know. Ooh, try this one. I need that 180, that 135, that 10. $180. Someone steals 35 from me, and I'm like, dang, really? Really, you stole my money? Then someone else comes and takes 10 more dollars. How much money do I have left? Is it 135? I heard and I trusted. I don't know for real though. And then dot, 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 finish. That dot, dot, dot technically is an ellipse, but ellipses technically go from left to right, but it means go, go, go until the end. Do that at another time, but let's pause it. That's when we fix that. Some smart math person, technically you should be 2, and you should be 3. That is, if they were all one click mark, it means they're all equal, but I don't think you thought it, but just a little math here. Let me fix it since I'm moving on. And they have this big statue. 65. Anybody know what this red square represents?
90 degrees.
Very nice. 180 could have been your first guess if you weren't sure. So because of that, here's the good news. This L that they cut into pieces has to add up to 90. But let me ask this other question for some kid who can show they can see stuff. This whole pizza slice here, I know they got junk in it, but the whole pizza slice, what does it need to be so that when I add it to the 65, these two slices equal 90?
180.
180, I hear you there. That's not quite the one I'm looking for. Someone else say another number?
195.
25. 25 is going to be it. That is, if I should have said with money. If I have 65 cents, how much money do I need to get 90 cents altogether? If I have 65 cents, if I have 60 cents, I don't need 30 cents. I need 25. Why is that important? Because there are two ways you can do this problem. You can do the standard way, which is to do the 65, I65 plus the 2y plus 15, which looks like a 24. But if you were here, you know it's not. Equals the magical 90. Hi, magical 90. Or, since you know by thinking that this bottom section has to equal, what do we say, 25? Well, you could technically do, where am I going to write that so I don't mess up the whole thing? You could write the 2y plus 15 equals, what did we say, 25? 25. Either one of these answers would tell us what y should equal. This is the official guy. You write this guy up, automatically I give you some credit on it. You do this guy, I'm impressed by you. You know that you don't even need the full-on thing. Am I doing anything to finish this one? I'm just going to put 2y, 65, you need to go to the other side. 15, you need to get to the other side, leaving me with a 2y, a red 90. And those two other guys, what are you? You're like a 65, and his little friend 15. They're both positive, so when you go to the other side, you subtract, you wind up with y, 2y equals something. But I'm going to dot you and finish you.